Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Rodney, and I'm back, and I just wanted to come and run my mouth just for a few minutes. All right, so let's get into this mess. So, Mike Epps. Mike Epps reportedly under investigation for loaded GUN at airport facing possible charges. So Mike Epps is back in the headlines, but not for his comedic work. This time he found himself in a serious situation while traveling. According to an exclusive report by TMZ, authorities in his home state claim they found a loaded GUN in one of his bags at an airport. Now the comedian is possibly facing criminal charges. On Sunday, police responded to a fire ARMS investigation at the end. I cannot pronounce this word. I have always had an issue pronouncing this. And, my sister was trying to help me one time. I still remember. Indianapolis. I can never say it. I can't never say it. Let's go. Come on, class, girl. I'm acting like I was in a class with 5 people. Okay. Indianapolis. Girl, I just can't say it. I've always had an issue, even as a little boy, pronouncing this word. Like I remember one time in middle school, I couldn't say few. I could never say few. And I remember I think it was 6th grade. Girl, I think we were reading something out loud, and I skipped over the word, and I was like, I don't know how to say it. I don't know how to say it. I remember the teacher literally stopped class, and like, it took us like 10 minutes, and he like taught me, because I used to always say foo. Like I could never say few. Girl, foo. I finally learned how to say few. Indianapolis. Okay, I think I just said it. Indianapolis. Girl, I'm slow. I be talking about the other girls. I be talking about the other kids. Okay. Cops who arrived at the scene were told TSA found the GUN while Mike was going through the checkpoint. The docs obtained by the news site state that the comedian noted he was in town for a show and forgot the weapon was in his bag. While investigating, police say they found a .38 special airweight that had 4 rounds loaded. However, none of them were in the chamber. Although the GUN and the ammo were taken all as evidence, TMZ notes that Mr. Epps was not arrested, but he's still not in the clear. Girl, let me say something. For the life of me, I really don't understand this. Somebody gonna put in the comment section, only broke people wouldn't understand this. He probably had multiple bags and just forgot. Girl, now it's a rich versus broke. Okay. That's even more reason for him not to girl, forget that there's a GUN in his bag. Because if he is this celebrity that y'all make him out to be, and all of these, I would assume that he probably would have an assistant, right? No, that's not the case. But nonetheless, this is my whole thing. I just don't understand how y'all can forget that y'all have a GUN on you. Like, the way that y'all act, because he's not the first person. The way that y'all act is like, and maybe I just don't know, because I just wouldn't think about bringing a GUN to the airport. I think in certain locations, because if you live in a carry to, if you live in an open to carry state, because I think Texas is that. Texas is open to carry, of course, as long as it's registered. Then I know you could go to the airport, right? You could be dropping somebody off, whatever. But I don't think that you could go through TSA with it. So maybe I'm wrong, but where do we get to the point where, girl, you forgot that you shouldn't go through TSA with a GUN that has, what they say, 4 rounds loaded? Like, were we able to do that last week And they just changed it. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, I could see if maybe we were able to go through TSA with this type of situation, and then they just upped and changed the rules, and like people just forgot, like, oh girl, I forgot that my stuff was on me. But I don't think you ever been able to go through the TSA with a GUN that's loaded with 4 chambers in it. Like, am I wrong? I might be wrong, but I mean, girl, it is what it is. But y'all gonna have to do better, because Mike Epps. This happened to Mike Epps before. I mean, before this happened to Mike Epps. It's happened to what was T.I. and Tiny's daughter name? Well, I think it's T.I.'s stepdaughter. But I think he's been in her life since forever, so I think he's still, he refers to her as his daughter. The girl, not Deja, that's his biological daughter. The other one, you know what I'm talking about. Her, I remember, didn't Jules Santana, same thing happened to him? What do y'all be doing? That don't make no sense to me. Anyways, y'all will learn. Y'all know what's ghetto, though? Y'all here for it? Nick Cannon announced his new game show where he finds a new baby mama called Who's Having My Baby? I I think it's weird. I don't know if this is going to premiere this spring, and it's hosted by Kevin Hart, and it's on E News. I just think it's weird. I don't think it's funny. I think it's whack. Um, Girl, I think they laughing at y'all. And when I say y'all, I'm talking about y'all knuckles. Girl. And then you know what the real gag is gonna be? You know what the real gag is gonna be? This is gonna be the real gag. The real gag is next week when something LGBTQIA plus related hits the internet. There are gonna be people in the comment section talking about, girl, the homosexuals are the reason why the black family is not together. It's gonna be some law that probably comes out, right? And God forbid that it's a law that protects, those of us who belong to the LGBTQ community. I read that it was 400 and something bills. I think she said it was 400 and something bills drawn that were anti-LGBTQ. Girl, and y'all swear up and down we got all the rights in the world. All right, but girl, I just find it comical that, girl, y'all are gonna say that, girl, there is an attack on the black family. Girl, the attack, the phone. Girl, what did they say, girl? What did they say? What did they say? What did they say? The call is coming from the inside of the house. Oh, girl. Like, girl, at this point, like, y'all have to start to look, and whoever is y'all, girl. People who think that way, you have to start looking at yourself, girl. This is the reason why the black family unit is not together. It ain't because of me. Girl, okay? It's because of people like Nick Cannon who think that it's funny and it's a joke to go out here and have all of these broken homes, these fatherless homes, spreading himself thin. Girl, Nick was just on TV the other day, and this is not me trying to sound insensitive, but he was just on TV when he had his talk show when his son passed away, saying that he wished he could have spent more time with his son. Well, Nooka, when you got 11, 12, 13, 50, 11 kids, and they spread around the United States of America at different addresses, how much time do you think you can really spend with them? I mean, am I making this up? Am I making this up? Is it not? Girl, am I not making no sense? And then you turn around and have a show, and I don't know if this is a joke or what, but you have this show, And it's like almost making fun of the fact that, girl, you just another nigga out here creating all these broken homes. And, girl, all these white people is doing, because, you know, y'all be real worried about what white people got to say. And all these white people is doing is sitting in the back laughing at y'all dumbass niggas. Having these kids with no daddies in the house. Like, it's one thing for you to let me say something. It is one thing for you to enter into a relationship, have a baby, and the relationship just doesn't work out. You know what I'm saying? Stuff happens. It is what it is. But to purposely, girl, you know what I'm saying? Like, girl, but to do what Nick Cannon does is just irresponsible. We all make plans, right? And the plans don't follow through sometimes. You think you in love one day and then you hate the nigga the next, girl. And the baby is caught in the, and now, girl, we gotta, right? And it is what it is. But like what Nick Cannon is doing is not the same thing as what some people do when they're in love and think they're going to be with this person for the rest of their lives, right? Or think that they have, you know, just a committed relationship. I think it's gross, y'all. I do. I think it's gross. I think it's whack. All right, Porsha, y'all, America's favorite housewife. Porsha out here talking about Tamron Hall. Long story short, Angela Yee appeared on Tamron Hall's show. And she made a comment basically saying that she was the only woman. The way that it came across was like she was saying she was the only woman, like, I guess because she used to receive backlash for some of the things that Charlamagne would say, or maybe even DJ Envy. And she was basically saying that sometimes it was hard for her as being the only woman in the room. And then you had Little Mama come out and blast Angela Yee. You had Erica Mena come out. Do I have it? Let me see if I have it. I'm almost sure I do. Oh, this is what Angela Yee had. I mean, this is what Erica Mena had to say. Is this the same woman who helped DJ Shrimp play along in living his double life once upon a time? One of the few at the time that actually knew the truth of him being married, because the truth is for years, he never openly acknowledged that, which is why I was one of the many he was with. She would be hanging with us knowing I was absolutely unaware that he was indeed married, but still joined in with him fabricating this cry wolf scenario on the radio just so he could save face in his broken marriage. The same woman that spoke about my child on air just help him degrade me. The effing nerve, boy, do these things come full circle. So basically, once Angela Yee said that, she received backlash for her saying that. Little Mama came out and said, oh, please. She was up there playing foul games too. She has helped make multiple women of color especially feel like the only woman in the room numerous times. Rock throwing, hand hiding, bitch. Girl, they coming for Angela Yee. Now let me say something. I've watched, I've watched a few, I was about to say episodes, because I will watch it on YouTube. I've watched The Breakfast Club a few times, more than a few times on YouTube. I really don't watch it anymore. But I have heard stories of Angela Yee. Like Angela, I don't know if Angela, I don't know if it's true or not, but Angela, you trying to come across as I was the only one in the room, the only woman in the room, or the only woman, I guess, in girl, a 15-foot radius. I don't know. And you've had bump-ins with K Michelle before, right? K Michelle had to come up there and curse you out. So we could sit here and go down and play this game of, you not being able, or I guess not receiving the support, or it being hard for you as a woman, as if you were real. This is what I think it comes down to. With Angela Yee was always boring to me, which ain't got nothing to do with nothing. But Angela Yee, I will say this much. She comes across as very timid sometimes. Like, I feel like if you're going to work probably amongst, if it is true, amongst mostly men, that you have to be, for lack of a better word, you have to kind of be like a strong, outspoken, standing your type of woman. You know what I'm saying? And Angela Yee never really just gave me that. But anyways, that was pretty much how this whole mess got started when Angela Yee basically said that she was like the only woman in the room, and then DJ Envy came out and spoke and basically said that's a lie. And that's when Erica Mena came out and was basically like, "Girl, shut up." And then Lil Mama came out and said, "Girl, shut up," trying to act like trying to, I guess, be the victim. And it's like, girl, you had your hand in the pot too. That's what they're basically saying. So then Porsha comes out, and this is what Porsha had to say.
She probably had a chance instead of talking to Tamron. She would have been able to expound on that. But when you have someone like a Tamron talking to you and she's giving you accolades and she's, raising you up to do nothing but set you up to say something that's going to be catchy and she can look like a journalist.
Girl, Miss Porsha, baby Peaches, you said that Tamron Hall was trying to look like a journalist. Baby, Tamron Hall is a journalist, mama. Okay.
That's where you find Angela in this place, trending for the wrong thing.
What you said just now is interesting, Porsha, because I feel like Tamron Hall and her producers got together at some point and said, "Look, Wendy Williams is leaving, so somebody on daytime TV has to be messy," because it feels like Tamron has been being messy on that show lately. Is it just me?
Hidden mess.
Okay.
It's a hidden mess. I went on Tamron's show and I was so excited. Okay, I mean, she's a beautiful black woman. She's branched off, got her own show.
Absolutely.
I did not necessarily feel supported on her show.
Really?
Did I expect her to agree with everything? I was promoting my book, The Pursuit of Porsha. I didn't expect her to agree with everything, but there was a turn where it turned asking questions about the book to her kind of almost attacking me, almost making me feel like I had to justify anything that I had going on, and it just didn't feel good.
Porsha, I want to read a comment because I was about to go in. Let me get this straight. Porsha intentionally does one of the messiest acts a person could do and did it publicly. Then goes on interview tour for a book with a real journalist on daytime TV. Then, while guest hosting on a messy morning show, she calls out the real journalist for asking real questions about her messy life decisions. Child, you can't make this up. Girl! I want to read that again. Let me get this straight. Porsha intentionally does one of the messiest acts a person can do and did it publicly. Then goes on an interview tour for a book with a real journalist on daytime TV. Then, while guest hosting on a messy morning show, she calls out a real journalist for asking real questions about her messy life decisions. Let me just say this, okay? Do I think that Tamron Hall ain't, is just as squeaky clean, ain't got a hint of mess in her? No, I think Tamron Hall can be slightly messy. I think that she could be a little judgmental. I remember Toni Braxton talking about her experience on the Oprah Winfrey show. And she felt like Oprah was just kind of like just judging her, So, everybody's human. Here I go pulling the everybody's human card. But it still doesn't take away from the fact that, I think what it is I think Porsha is used to being protected so much from Bravo that Porsha really thought that she was going to go on the Tamron Hall show. And with the life that she is living, we're going to have to just call a spade a spade. Girl, you were invited into your co-worker's home, drunk her Hennessy, was in her swimming pool, and then we looked up and you was fucking her soon-to-be ex-husband. Then you go on a daytime talk show with a real journalist who should act. I don't know what type of questions Tamron asked Because I didn't really watch the interview like that. I don't know if she brought up Simon and Fallon and the whole mess of what, I don't know. But then you go on a interview tour, right? A tour to promote your book, and you think that it's just supposed to be unicorns, flowers, and, you know, rainbows. That, I'm just gonna be honest with y'all, that's part of the reason. Because I know some of you have asked me, like, oh, you should do interviews with people. I'm not no journalist, okay? At all. I don't have no degree in journalism. I'm not no journalist, okay? But girl, if I was to do an interview with people, with someone, I want to ask the questions. The questions that I would want to ask are more than likely the questions that they don't want to be asked. So I'm like, I'm not doing it because I feel like even though there are journalists on YouTube, I feel like in a way that we still have, or even them being journalists still don't have the upper hand because it's kind of like, oh girl, you just a YouTuber. You know what I'm saying? So if you did an interview with, say, Porsha, if Porsha told you, I don't want to talk about me and Simon, then you probably just going to be like, okay, child. Because you probably just excited to have Porsha on your channel. You see what I'm saying? Versus where Tamron Hall don't need Porsha on the Tamron Hall show. So if you come over here, Tamron Hall gonna get down to the nitty gritty. You know what I'm saying? As she should. There ain't none of that protection over here like the girls was doing for you over that at Bravo Miss thing. Whatever question she asks is whatever question she asks. Do I think that they're trying to turn Tamron Hall into some Wendy Williams? I don't see Tamron Hall getting that downright and dirty with like the Wendy, Wendy Williams, she will go there with you. But I could see Tamron Hall asking the question she wants to know. And I'm just going to be honest with y'all. I hate to pull this card. Oh, I hate to pull this card. I hate to pull this card. I'm going to say it. I'm not saying because it's Tamron. I'm not saying because Tamron is a black woman. That's why some of the people are saying what they say. But girl, I remember when I kind of am in a little bit. I mean, I kind of am in a way. But I remember when Barbara Walters passed away. And I saw like a clip of some of her interviews and some of the questions she used to ask, right? The questions that, girl, people wanted to know the answers to. I don't remember people basically saying that Barbara Walters was a messy ass interviewer. It was kind of like, girl, she was one of the best journalists, one of the best interviewers of our time. You see what I'm saying? So why is it that, girl, when Tamron Hall asks the questions that might happen to be, that some people might be considered messy, but the truth of the matter is she's asking the questions that people want to know, girl, then all of a sudden, girl, she's just trying to be messy. She not really trying to uplift me. Girl, this ain't no uplift. Girl, you and Tamron Hall are not sisters. You and Tamron Hall are not friends, Porsha. She ain't got to uplift you. Girl, you want to that lady's show. She going to ask you the questions that the people want to know. And that's just on period. That's how I look at it. Y'all expect people to treat y'all. Some of these celebrities expect people to treat them, with kitten gloves. And then I feel like with Porsha, again, she's used to being treated a certain way. So outside of this whole reality TV world, girl, she forgot that, girl, Tamron Hall was not some YouTuber who just, girl, was happy to have you on his show or her show or their show or whomever it may be, right? To get some clicks and views, girl. These people, not these, but Tamron Hall, because she going to ask the questions. And if it's uncomfortable, then it's uncomfortable, girl. I need more you and me and me and you. Oh. I need more nudity and ecstasy. Oh, girl, listen to this. Kourtney Kardashian's vitamin supplement brand is marketing a new product called Purr, a gummy vitamin specifically targeting vaginal health. Some medical experts are saying this could be causing more harm than good. Rolling Ray says, I actually like you at Kourtney Kardashian, and now you want to take from the black community again. You know where the name started. This is becoming too much. We never heard you purr a day in life. Now listen, you know, I go up for Chris and the fact that girl Chris literally turned all of her children into millionaires off of the back of Kim. But nonetheless, girl, all of her kids are millionaires. Those grandkids are probably millionaires. Okay. So shout out to Chris and Kim. But we also know that those Kardashians like to steal. I really do believe, I really do believe that they stole this from Rolling Ray. The first person and the only person I have ever heard say purr was Rolling Ray. And that is a god. You know how some stuff, like we could say, some stuff comes from like a certain community or whatever, but you really can't probably pinpoint who said it. Like purr was Rolling Ray. And I do believe that somebody, even if Kourtney Kardashian doesn't know Rolling Ray, I'm sure somebody in her camp or somebody who's connected to whatever she's trying to do knows who Rolling Ray is, knows the word, right? Because they know that, girl, if we can get the name of something that's familiar with the black buyers, girl, y'all know how it go. Then, girl, we good to go. But I don't think Rolling Ray is reaching with this. I don't. I really don't. I think that, again, even if it wasn't Kourtney Kardashian, girl, it was someone in Kourtney Kardashian's camp who got wind. Girl, they know. They know. Y'all know what it's giving. It's giving very much, girl, we stealing from black people again. And we going to monetize off of it. All right. I'm gone. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.